So, Final Space Season 3, Episode 12, the penultimate episode of this season. So, yeah, there's going to be some, obviously, major spoilers and, spoilers for things that are basically set up as the season arc. So, if you don't want this spoiled, then, well, click off now. There we go. So, this episode is pretty much what I thought was going to happen. So, this is the Little Cato finds out Avocato is not his real father episode. And yeah, I had a feeling that if, it wasn't going to be at the halfway point of the season, it was probably going to be just before, the final episode of the season, which, hey, here it is. So in this episode, at the start of the episode, Biscuit finds the jump gate. Yeah. He just finds it, and the only explanation he gives is he went to a seminar about something. I don't know. It's kind of like them acknowledging a plot convenience, but there we go. I mean, to be honest, they could have just said, "Oh, there was a tracer on it, and they tracked it that way" or something. I don't know, but yeah, it's a bit weird the way they went around that. So unfortunately, they charge the jump gate using Mooncake, and there's a nice little reference to season one, since the solar panel satellite devices that Gary was spent 5 years repairing at the start of season one, were actually the prototypes for the jump gate, which is a nice little thing. I don't know if Olin Rogers did actually plan that out. I doubt it, to be honest. I doubt it was just like, oh, let's have a little reference there, but still, it was nice. Unfortunately, Mooncake overcharges the jump gate and destroys basically its power supply. So they're basically fucked and they're all dying. Yeah, apart from Quinn. Again, I don't know why they couldn't at least try and do the same thing they did, for Quinn. Try and find a way to at least get, cured or slow it down enough to try and figure something out, because there is a lot of, when the shit you are just all gonna die kind of thing. But yeah, Avocado actually lies again in this episode about Little Cato's mother. There is a nice little scene between Little Cato and Cheryl, which is, I guess a nice little scene with Cheryl, because we haven't had many with Cheryl. Cheryl's kind of being mostly sidelined and not really had much to do at all this season, but she gives Little Cato a little sort of grandmotherly advice, kind of. Although she doesn't like being called a grandmother. But yeah, that was, to be honest, that was quite a nice scene. And Gary and Quinn finally fuck. Yeah. And Little Cato is the most awkward cock blocker in history. To be honest, that was actually more funny than probably a lot of the stuff in the season. I think when the humor is just worked into what is happening rather than hey, this is meant to be a funny moment, I think it works a lot better that way. And no cookie jokes, so it gets extra points for that. But yeah, Ash's turning point in this episode is when she overhears Avocado talking to Gary, saying that he's finally, since they're all going to die, he is basically going to tell Little Cato the truth. And this is what pushes Ash over the edge. This is the thing that makes her basically think Invictus is right. All of them are bad people. And Invictus is right. Which, yeah, if there was something to push Ash over the edge, I guess that would be it, because Little Cato is basically the only one she is still close to. However, only because she doesn't really have anyone else now, because she's lost Fox, Clarence, Nightfall. So, yeah, and she obviously distrusts Gary now. So basically, Little Cato is the only one she really had left, to care about. And it is a good reason, although, and I do like the fact that everyone kind of immediately acknowledges, even Little Cat acknowledges, yeah, she's going a bit crazy. Yeah, she is going a little bit crazy. I have a feeling in the next episode, in the final episode, we'll get an appearance from the shapeshifter from early in the season. I have a feeling that shapeshifter will reappear, and I can't remember its name off the top of my head. But yeah, for a reason for it to go, because she was kind of walking a little bit on eggshells, on just barely holding things together, and this is, finally the thing that pushed her over eggs, because basically everyone's going to die apart from her, and then she finds out this is just enough to kind of make her go completely insane, and since she obviously now has all this power that Invictus gave her, that does not show a good combination. So yeah, she plans to basically just take Little Casso away from everyone, because that's saving him somehow. And everyone is obviously trying to stop him. Little Cato doesn't want to go. I'm glad that, they don't have him tricked into saying it or just accept Ash as she is. No, he does not want to go. He doesn't really have a choice in the matter. He's kind of dragged off by Ash at the end of the episode. So I do like the fact that, he realised that, yeah, it is all completely insane bullshit. But, I am glad that this was, finally addressed. The only thing that was a slight annoyance is that Ash is the one that tells Little Cato this. And obviously, Little Cato doesn't believe her at first, but then, later does in a very short amount of time. I really wished it was Avocado who actually told Little Cato the truth. And it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen in the next episode, because obviously, could this be the end of his and Avocado's relationship as father and son? Will he still accept Avocado as his father? Don't know. Will he still accept Gary, as his father? Because Gary did know about this. He hasn't known for long, but he did know about this and didn't tell him. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it could, Owen Rogers could do the ballsy move and go and just decide to not have Little Cato reconcile with anyone. I doubt that's going to be the case, though. I sincerely doubt that's going to be the case. But yeah, it's basically went from more and more hopeless situations to hopeless situations. Also, this episode we actually got a previously as well. I think it's the first one we had it this season, just to remind us on what happened in episodes 3 and 6, 7 or 8. I can't remember. But yeah, we'll have a previously in this one. It's going to be interesting seeing the finale, so because there's going to be a lot to cram in. So possibly my initial thoughts of season 3 possibly being the last season, I don't think that's going to be the case anymore, because otherwise there's going to be a heck of a lot to cram into one episode. Otherwise, I have a feeling there'll probably be a full season. Just from this, because you've got the Lord Commander as a Titan, you've got Invictus, and then you've got the Ash subplot, and then you've got the Little Cato thing. Yeah, this feels far too much many things, and also them trying to get out of Final Space. It seems like quite a lot to just all cram into just one 22-minute episode. So yeah, I mean, maybe, but I doubt it. But this is really, basically, this is a great setup for, a cracking finale, hopefully. And this definitely, feels like it is earned. It's had this thing sort of built up and that in the background, these arcs and that, and then finally, the Ash arc and the Little Cat arc and everything are now obviously intertwined. So it's nice that everything is finally, tying up together, and it is a payoff, and it isn't just something that is just, left to the ages. So But, I was glad about that. So, yeah, nothing really else to say. I did really enjoy this episode. This episode um, might be my favourite in the season, actually. It might be my favourite, which will probably make it my favourite episode overall, because this is also... Season 3 is definitely my favourite season, so... Yeah, but we'll see, because obviously, this is just the first part of the finale, so... Yeah, it could be ruined next week. Hopefully not. Hopefully not, but we'll see how this goes. Yeah, and that's it for this time, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.